Hello, my name's Jane and I'm from Groundwork, and I'm going to show you how to make some pots from things that you might have at home. So I've got a selection of things here. Some of them are better for making pots than others. So the good ones out of this pile are the milk bottle, the juice cartons are good, and also the old pop bottle. So the cereal box and the biscuit box are no good because they're just made from cardboard, and if we watered off seeds they would go soggy. So for this part we're going to need a nice pair of strong scissors, and you might like some help from an adult from this part as well. So we're going to turn this juice box into a nice pot to plant some seeds. I'm going to take the lid off so I can squash it a little bit, get my scissors in just like that. I'm going to cut round. It's a bit difficult. Just like that. So now we've got a nice pot that is waterproof because it's got the inner lining, and we're going to be able to fill that with compost and grow some seeds in it. So you'll definitely need some help with an adult for this one. We're going to get the scissors in, pierce through, and cut round nice and carefully. So obviously this is nice and waterproof as well because it's been holding milk. So the last one's the pop bottle, so keep your hands well out of the way. You'll need help from an adult with this. Pierce the bottle and then cut all the way around. And there we have it, another nice pot. Okay, so we've got three nice pots ready for using for planting. You can also use things like yogurt pots, and little pots from puddings and things like that are already the perfect sort of shape, as long as they're going to be able to hold some water and not going to go soggy. Okay, so now we're going to fill up our pots with compost. If you haven't got any compost, you can use soil as well. So we'll just try to make sure there's not lots of big lumps in it. Okay, so if I fill it up to the top, and then I'm just going to pat it down just a little bit to firm it up, and it's gone down quite a bit, so I'm just going to top it up a little bit, and that one's ready to go. Now our milk carton pot. This one's quite a big one. I'm just using an old spoon here. And again, I'm just going to firm it down just a little bit. I'm not pressing too hard. And then just top it up a little bit. There we go. And our third pot, we have got our pop bottle. Oh, there's a big lump. I'll take that out. Just firm it down again. And then just a little top up. Excellent. Okay, so now we're ready to plant our sunflower seeds. So I'm going to get my packet. I'm just going to empty it out here. I'm going to show you one of the seeds nice and close. So we can see that it's got one pointy end here and a rounded end here. When we plant them, we're going to want the pointy end to go down. Okay, so I'm going to get my pointy end. I'm just going to press it into the soil. Okay, and get my next one, the pointy end down into the soil. So this pot here can probably have about 4 seeds in. Okay, so we can see them, they're right nestled there into the compost. So we're going to cover them up and just firm it down a tiny little bit just to cover them. So they want to be about 1/2 centimetre of compost on top of them. Okay, so now for this one, we're going to probably just put 2 seeds in this one. So pointy end down and then cover up with the compost. Now the reason why we do this pointy end down is when they germinate, the seed pod opens from the pointy end, so when it comes up through the soil, this pod opens and then the little leaves come out, okay? And then we're probably just going to put 2 in this pot. So pop them in, pointy end down, and then just a tiny bit of compost on the top. Okay, so now we need to water our seeds. Because these are quite small pots, when I'm doing it in the house, I like to use a little glass of water and a teaspoon, okay? So, because sometimes you can overwater things too much, and if you're doing it with a teaspoon, that is very unlikely. So if you had a great big watering can, you were splashing water all over the place, you'd probably end up giving them too much water. But if you're just doing it carefully with a teaspoon, then it just makes sure that you don't give them too much, okay? If you've got a teeny weeny watering can, you could use that, but a normal size watering can would definitely probably end up overwatering the seed. And if we overwatered the seed, it would probably rot and then it wouldn't grow, okay? So there we go, that's enough water for them. So now we're going to put them on a window ledge where they're going to get plenty of light, and they're also going to be protected from frost. If we leave them outside just now, it's still a bit too cold for them. So if we put them on a window ledge, they'll be happy there, and then in May we'll be allowed to plant them outside. Okay, so hopefully they'll all germinate and start growing, and in May we'll be able to plant them out and they can grow really tall. These particular sunflowers are called giant sunflowers, and they can grow 2 to 3 meters tall. So that's almost as tall as 2 people standing on each other's heads. Okay, so it's pretty impressive. So good luck with your planting, and I hope they all germinate. Okay, thanks for watching.